Menteri BDP jaga tenat ke khot ke khia ke Kong Ampareen langdo hanik sngi habe kran bikinong tok khobor kalai thu halor ke jinglai jongka shari Japan ba Thailand bat kani gedei ban lekmi dalade ya kitu kinas ki batrai sha kitu kiri ki badai na ke jela Meghalaya ha ka ba kaladon ru ke jing batai ban yalam bakla ya kani ke sinjam ke bak sorkar klasim na ka banta ke jing mentoy jong ki Samla ba kynduh ban lek trei sabar jong kari ka Kong Ampareen kala ong ba kiladon ki balas dang ban pensno thu bakla ba kinas ki bak sorkar MDI ka pha se Japan kidei ki balek ban sumar ya kriu temen hanrei hak jing shisha kalong ba kini kinas ki ba sorkar kaplilat ban yokam bat ban trei se Japan kidei ki ba ai jing sumar ha ki jaka sumar brio kala ong ba hadin begini kinas na Meghalaya kala dep ban ai ki jing sakri sansnem kin siyo jing itu ru naga Japan bat kan long ke jing mento yaki susu kala ong ru ba kari Japan kadang don kam susu ya kinas naga jela Meghalaya bakin lektrei sakatu kari bat naga leng sorkar ru kan sathau kumno ban plilat ya ki Samla bakin nang yo bat ban yo trei sakatu kari ha kini kisngi bat kipor ke bandangwan
benefit that I have received from this trip is firstly see with my own eyes that our citizens are safe, secure, happy, treated well, and are managing the job in a foreign country. That is the first thing that I did. Japan is a very strict nation. They're very conservative. It's very troublesome when we engage in employment avenues and opportunities like this. We have to be very cautious. Firstly, they're very particular about their language, particular about time, particular about their food, particular about everything. And their protocol is very deep. So it's important for us before we send more nurses because they're asking us for more nurses. So you mean to tell me that it was wasteful? Certainly not. Yes, some people will speculate, but it doesn't really matter. I have done a good job by going and certifying by myself. These nurses are located in different parts of Japan. So Honorable CM did 2 locations, I did 3 locations. We have to verify. We have to make sure that we're sending our kids to a good place. And this is the first time that we're doing something like this. If people think that my trip was wasteful, that's they're entitled to think what they want. I also visited the shiitake mushroom. I also visited some other farms which are engaging in different forms of agriculture, drip irrigation. Then I have seen workers because now they're asking for people in the agriculture sector also. I was wondering why would they want somebody from Meghalaya to go and work there in those sectors. When I went there, they were manned by Nepalis, by Vietnamese, by different people. So it's important for us to know where we're sending our citizens. Important for us to go back and check, keep a tab. That is something that I have done. And I feel that by myself going, I have learned so much. In the shiitake mushroom cultivation, we have learned that there is a requirement for a certain kind of a wood. In my state, in our state, felling of such trees is not possible. What is the alternative produce? What is the alternative product? We have to think, we have to experiment, we have to exchange ideas. We have the weather because their farms, they have to reduce the temperatures to suit our ideal temperature here. We have a problem. We need to know how to sort out these problems. So we are finding out ways and means, because if you have to engage productively in any activity, if you go by yourself, you learn. And that's exactly what I have done. And if anybody thinks it's wasteful, then they're entitled to think like that. But I don't need a certificate from them. I have justified my trip, and I think what I did was the right thing to do.
Can you tell us what is the prospect?
Together.
Yeah, ultimate.
Altogether, 26 nurses will go in the first, second, and third batch. 10 more are being requisitioned now. We need to figure this out because there is a misconception that these nurses go to Japan and just take care of the elderly. They don't work in hospitals, they don't do this, there is no future, there's this. I found out. So even a nurse from the state of Meghalaya can become a certified nurse in Japan after 5 years of service. They have to do an examination, a qualifying examination, and they're working in proper hospitals, proper setup. Certain nurses are caregivers, certain people are working in actual hospitals. So it's important for me to know, and I feel that I have done the right thing to. The technology from Japan. Officers themselves have stayed in those countries for 2-3 months at a stretch to learn the technology. I am aware that there is a requirement of a certain wood that needs to be chipped and grounded. Now, what happens to a state like Meghalaya, where we may not have that particular variety of wood? We need to look at the alternatives. We need to ensure that if you brought a technology from another country, it's called shishi shitake in Shillong. We're marketing it now. So if we have to upscale mushroom cultivation in the state of Meghalaya, where there is suitable temperatures in the high hills, we should know what else to do. We should figure this out because technology is from Japan. So we need to go for ourselves to learn. And it was very interesting. And I'm going to make sure that my next agenda right now is to sit with the officers and find out what is it that we're going to do in the future. So we are in constant touch with them. I've told them our difficult areas. We've shared some notes. I hope they'll have some alternative materials so that we can look at this as one of the things that we can do.
Japan is also collaborating with the Meghalaya government on Cherry Blossom Festival this year also, last year. Do you think that this will also help to have a collaborative approach to?
We have a lot of similarities with Japan, and their cherry blossom festival is in the month of March, and they have a big tourism industry just for that alone. So yes, we are sharing, and it is working. We're figuring out how they're collaborating with worldwide tourism, how they're collaborating with everything. Tourism is not under my jurisdiction and care, but nevertheless, that is another thing that we need to do. Of Thailand, I met the ambassador of Japan as well. Now, we need to ensure that the high commands, the consulates of India are aware that our citizens are there. For example, there are certain SOPs for a country like Japan. So you need to make sure that we ensure that even our high commands are aware that our people are there. So that in any event, any occurrence, there will be immediate action taken. So it's very important for us to build this relationship. And I think we did the right thing.